Alright guys, it's your boy Ryan Thomas here, and today I'm going to be doing another review. Only today it's going to be on a laptop, which is a bit strange. We've got the Asus X200M, which I found in the UK is kind of easy to get, but in the US and other places you get the X200MA, which has a touchscreen, which is completely different. Now with the specs, at base you're getting an Intel Celeron processor, 2GB of RAM, a 500GB hard drive, and an 11-inch 1366 by 768 display, as long as one USB 3.0 port and one USB 2.0 port. Now I have upgraded this with an SSD from SanDisk. This is a 120GB SSD and will set you back about £40. That's how I'm getting the responsiveness of this laptop to kind of hit its potential. It comes in blue, white, black and red on the top surface, and then underneath it will just be black. So as you can see in my design, the back cover has a blue back, I guess, and then the rest of it is kind of black. Now I really like this laptop due to its kind of form factor, and it's insanely light. This thing is an incredibly light laptop. It's a 1.2 kilos or around there, which is kind of awesome. Now you're getting this laptop for around £150 if you buy it secondhand, which is kind of awesome, and you're getting some pretty decent specs. Again, you have a hard drive, and I would recommend you swap that out for an SSD, or at least try and get someone to do it for you, because with a hard drive you're going to experience quite slow performance, and I had a few crashes. And once I upgraded to an SSD, it is much quicker, much more responsive, way less crashing, and actually the drive doesn't become the bottleneck anymore. It becomes more of the CPU and RAM kind of issue. Now you are getting 2GB of RAM, which is crazy because my phone has 3GB of RAM, and the OnePlus 3 will have 6GB of RAM. So a laptop that has 2GB of RAM isn't the best, but it does seem to do the job quite well, just day-to-day tasks. Remember, you're not going to be doing much more than, using Facebook, checking emails, very rarely watching YouTube videos. Remember, this doesn't have a 1080p display, so you're not really getting the best out of any kind of media consumption, mainly just doing work, I suppose. Now, on the 11-inch display, with such a low resolution, you may think, oh, that's kind of unusable. Actually, it's not. Because the display is so small, the pixel density becomes quite a bit higher, and so I could compare this to like a 1080p display with all the assets being around the same size, because of course it is such a small display. It's 11 inches, which is actually kind of small. Now, this is no MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. You're not getting insanely thin, and you're not getting insanely powerful, but you are getting insane value. Remember, £130 roughly for one of these used is really cool. And maybe your kids want a laptop as their first laptop, or maybe you need a laptop just to throw in a bag, to go to places just to do a little bit of light emailing or something. Maybe you're using it for work. Because it is so light, so thin and so portable, you are able to do this quite easily. Now, this isn't small enough that I think you could put it in like a really, really small handbag, but if you're a woman and you wanted something like this, you could actually fit it into a handbag quite easily and be able to kind of go around with it as if it was nothing. It's not as portable as like an iPad or another tablet, but it is a very, very portable laptop indeed. Now, the screen and the speakers aren't the best, but they're going to do the job quite well. I found the touchpad wasn't the best in the world. In fact, it did kind of disappoint me, because when you have two fingers on there, the touchpad doesn't do a great job of getting rid of and ignoring your second finger if you've got it on there. Obviously, you've got to click. Obviously, you've got to have your finger on there to engage your left and right click, as well as moving the mouse itself, so that's kind of difficult. But the keyboard is very, very nice, and I actually really enjoyed typing on this keyboard. You get a decent amount of travel. It's not too mushy, but of course the entire thing is made out of plastic, and very cheap plastic, so you're getting quite a lot of flex in it as well. Now, like I said, this laptop would be suitable for someone like a first ever laptop user, or maybe someone who, like a kid or something. I wouldn't recommend this for older people, or like grandparents or older parents, because the screen is very small and you're probably not going to be able to see that well. If they've got perfect sight, then maybe it would work quite well, but otherwise I don't think so. Now, the battery did manage to last a few hours. Remember, this is doing very, very light tasks. You can't be gaming on this, or if you're watching video, it will go down significantly. And the good thing is that the keyboard does have a brightness adjust built in, which is awesome. Alright guys, so that's the end of it basically. The battery life isn't the best, the screen isn't the best, the mouse is pretty terrible, the keyboard isn't the best but kind of good. So overall it's kind of like an average laptop, but the insane value kind of works out quite well. Also, just want to note that the charger does not actually have a brick on it, it's just like a transformer on the end, which is awesome. So it saves space, you can take that with you, it's not going to be a huge bulky cable. Next video, fingers crossed, will be an unboxing of the OnePlus 3, which would be awesome, but you're going to have to put up with this video for now. And I wouldn't be doing a video on a laptop that didn't, surprise me. I love the colour blue, and I love the fact it's insanely portable. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been your boy Ryan Thomas, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.